Hi, and welcome to MBA592, Organizational Behavior for the Summer 2017. I am Professor Nugent, and this video is going to help you get started with the course. Please take the time to watch the entire video because I will explain a number of potentially confusing topics or information about this course so you can get started on the right path. Okay. First thing is that let's look at the Blackboard environment. I post a number of announcements throughout the course to give you a heads up and give you some information and help you prepare for the assignments coming up in the weeks ahead. The first posting is the Getting Started posting, which includes the video for this that you're listening to right now, which is sort of like a video lecture of the syllabus of the first class. And you can find this lecture and other lectures on my YouTube channel. So I have a link here for the overview of this course and assignments, but also to the playlist on YouTube. So if you go to YouTube, and I would be, if you look me up with one of the links provided, you go to playlists, and I'll actually provide a link to the playlist. We have MBA592 OB as a playlist, and in this playlist you will find all the videos for this course that I have selected for us to watch. And so I chose YouTube because I've had problems in the past putting video files on Blackboard and some people not having the right player, or some issue with their web browser or JavaScripts or different things like that. So I just decided to put everything up on YouTube, and so far nobody's had a problem using YouTube. So it's the only video platform I know of that you can use on your phone, on your tablet, on your PC, on your Mac, and it all works good. So that's where we're going to be starting. Now, what you should be worried about each week is reading the chapters assigned in the textbook, watching my video lectures, completing the discussion board questions each week, and working on the homework manager website, the quizzes and assignments. So I'm going to go over that in a minute. So let's just go over to the homework manager. So the first thing you want to sign up for is the homework manager, and that would be found at PearsonMyLabandMastering.com. So when you get there, you want to click on register as a student, and then you would follow the registration, and then it's going to ask you for a course ID. So the course ID is right over here in this announcement. This is the course ID here. So you want to enter that in, and once you enter that course ID, it links you to our course. Okay, and then from there, once you get into the course, let me actually go into the course here. So once you get into the homework manager and you click on assignments, this is where you'll see all the assignments and the quizzes for our class. Now, I suggest to work with the Getting Started with My Management Lab as the first assignment, and this will go through completing this assignment will go through how this My Lab site works. It gives you overall instructions on how this homework manager works. Then as you progress through, so here's one of the first assignments. It's a video assignment. So you would watch, let's see. So you go to question 1, and then they're going to have a link to a video. You click on the video, and it's a organizational behavior mini case video. So you would watch the video first, and then you would answer the questions related to the video. And then you go to question 1, question 2. Now, what's nice about the homework manager is for many of the homeworks, if you check an answer and you click on check answer, it'll tell you whether or not you got it correct or wrong. And if you get it incorrect, you get another try. You don't get unlimited tries because it's a multiple choice, but I'll at least give you a second try if you get the first question wrong on one of the homeworks, which is a very nice thing about the homework manager. Okay, so that's one type of homework, would be the video. And there are also one other thing with the video. When you click on a question, they do have something over here called question help. So you can go in here and sometimes they'll have additional information. This doesn't really have too much extra help on some of the questions. A different type of assignment you'll encounter is a simulation assignment. And in this assignment, you have an interactive simulation. Swazi. Let's how do I pause this? Pause. Okay, so it gives you a little video simulation, ask you questions at the end. Now, you won't do well in these simulations if you don't read the textbook first. So the textbook has a lot of the information you'll need to get the right answers in the simulation. So if you just try the homework without reading the textbooks, you're going to have a hard time. So simulations are actually can be a little hard to get perfect score in. They're a little bit more challenging. And of course, at the end of every chapter, you have a quiz. And I'm quizzing you on the first week on chapter 12 because I want you to read over chapter 12. It's about case what's exactly the topics here? It's about leadership, this chapter 12. So if I just go back to the blackboard, the topics that we are covering on the syllabus actually lists the chapters and the topics in bi-weekly format. So we start with chapter 12, and well, of course, we start with chapter 1 and chapter 12. But I like to start with chapter 12, leadership, because there are a number of elements in this chapter that's going to relate to certain classwork that we are going to be working on. So the first quiz is chapter 12 on leadership, like I had said. And when you take a quiz, you have to start it and finish it in one session. So there's no time limit. I mean, you can take as long as you want, but you have to you can't save it for later. So when you're ready, when you have enough time, and the quizzes are typically about 25 questions. Okay, so I'm just trying to make this a little bit. Okay, so you have this. You could have answered the question, and you go through, Now you won't get. You might get a score, but you won't get an actual review the test until the due date is passed, and then you can review because I don't want people getting the full answer key to this and sharing it with other people. So this would be, a weekly event. You'll be taking these quizzes, and there are a significant amount of points for the class. I'm going to leave the quiz now and go back to the homework manager. Okay, and then we move into the next chapters, where each chapter we have usually a simulation, maybe a video case. We could have a personal inventory assessment, which in this case is trying to get you to think about some things that relate specifically to you. So ethical leadership assignment, and these are a little bit fun too. They're more self-examinatory type of assignments. All right. And so everything's listed here by due date, and you can see the quizzes are in yellow boxes and the assignments are in blue boxes, and you just want to get them done. And the due dates are here next to all the assignments on the homework manager. Okay. Now the homework manager, you also can get the e-text for the class, so you can view the e-text book and read it if it's something you're okay with reading online. We have the e-text book available, and this is many students, this is a cheaper option than buying a physical copy of it. So I'm going to go, let me go back to the blackboard for a minute. Let's go back to announcements. So that's just a quick overview of the homework manager. It's a very dynamic and fun environment for doing assignments. So rather than me posting just answer these questions out of the book, or this gives you more dynamic case and simulation related assignments that really bring organizational behavior to life. So I think you'll enjoy that. All right. Now the class overview, I do post an announcement that will review for all 6 weeks what chapters we're covering for each week, and what video. I have a link to each individual video lecture you should be watching for the week. So I kind of help you organize the class. And then for the homework manager, I list all the due dates. The first due dates are on June 17th. So keep in mind, I try to put all the due dates each week on the same day. So it doesn't mean I want you to work on everything on that day, but I want to give you the full week to pick and choose what you work on. So you can work on anything you want in the order as long as you're done by 11:30 p.m. on the due date. So I have all sort of like a checklist here of everything in the homework manager that you need to accomplish by the end of the course. Okay. Now another big area of the class is discussion boards. So discussion boards is something that it's 140 points out of the class, and it's a weekly assignment that you're going to be involved in hopefully 2 to 3 days a week. And I have posted a rubric of how I grade the discussion board posts. So everyone starts out with 140 points. So you'll see in your Blackboard gradebook 140 points for the discussion board. And each week is worth about 23 points and change. So if after I'm done grading, if I take a few points away, you'll see your grade will go. So week 1, your grade might go to 138. And then I'll leave feedback as to why I took points off. And basically, when I'm scoring your discussion board posts, I look at, was it a very poor effort, like one sentence, or just really not even close to answering the question? Was it an average effort? You'll get 15 out of the 23 points if it was average. Above average, you get 20 points, which means that the post was generous, insightful, and the reply was helpful. If the replies you posted were helpful and met the word count, an excellent post would be posted are very generous and insightful and helpful. A post contains related information, ideas from the textbooks, or outside information from articles, books, and websites, or company-based data. So that's what I look for in my rubrics of grading the discussion boards in the Blackboard. So say you get to week 2 and your 138 could drop to 130. So then so it's all in the same gradebook column. I just update the gradebook. I give you all the points in advance, and you just have to try and keep them. And then as I go through, I take points away and then leave explanations as to what you did and how you can prevent from doing that again in the future. Okay. So let's just go back up to the discussion boards up here just to show you what that's like. So you go here to discussions, and the first forum I have is questions about the course. So you could go in here and you could create a thread. So create a title here, a subject, and then you can make a question. So this is a typical question. When can I start working on the assignments? Can I start early? So you would post that. Now it makes sense to click subscribe on this. So I'm going to subscribe to this forum so I can see whenever someone posts in here, I'll get an email alerting me that there's a post. And then if I see this post here, I will click on it, and then I would reply. You can start as early as you like. And click submit. Okay, so there's and now in this questions, if you see another student's question and you know how to answer it, feel free to go in and answer other students' questions. So here you just want to post questions that are relevant to all the students, nothing personal. Those you can email me directly, but just questions about the class if you have some questions about the class. And then here we have a week discussion question week 1. So each week I just post one discussion question because I don't want to overwhelm you with multiple discussion board questions. So I just post one question. It's a little involved usually. So this week is about gender and leadership. So I posted a little PDF from the Pew Research report about gender and leadership, and I ask you a few questions about it. So here I have a number of questions about it, and I say post your original post on Monday or Tuesday and your replies on Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. So the idea here is that everybody posts their original response early, so everybody has a chance to read them over and talk about them and reply to them later in the week. This way everybody gets a fair shot to read over your post and make a reply. See, you can see how it's not fair if on Friday at 10 p.m. at night, you post your original posting and then you make your 2 responses. That is really not fair. And actually, I'm looking for you to make 1 original post and at least 3 replies to other students. Okay, so how do you do this? You click here on the question, and then you'll see that already I've created a thread, but you should create your own thread, and you should put your name in there, Jane Doe, and you could put a little gender, maybe that's a title, and then you would put in your questions, and then the best format is to have the question and then your response underneath it. And put your response right underneath your question. Let's see. And so this way it's easy for all the readers to see what question you're answering and what you have to say about it. And of course, you take as many words as you need to thoroughly answer the response. And then if you use an article or the textbook or some piece of information, you should cite it at the bottom here in your post. So you using an official method of citing. We'll go over that in a minute. So let me submit this. So now you see there are 2 students here that posted a response. They're both me pretending to be students. So if you post your original response, it comes on top. So here is John Smith's response here, and then I would reply back as a student or as a faculty. Too short. Not enough answer. Not enough. So I post something like that, and I could even rank the post from 1 to 5 stars. So I'd give this 1 star, this post. And that assessment by the peer assessment is anonymous, but it helps students to understand: are my posts good? Are students liking my posts? So please be generous and go in and rate every post that you read. It helps me to kind of see where the problem areas are based on your peer feedback. It also gives you as a student some feedback on how your posts are being received. Okay. So that's pretty self-explanatory, right? And I think by now you've probably done a discussion board or 2 in another course. They're getting kind of popular, maybe a little too popular. And that's why I'm keeping it to 1 question a week. And so for each week we have 1. Let's just make sure it is 1 question. Yep, every week there's 1 question. So pretty interesting topics that we can discuss and talk about. Really bring our course to life. Okay. So let me go back to assignments. And okay, so we have the first paper we have due. I have 2 papers due in the class. That the first paper is due Friday, July 28th. It's 200 points. It's the CEO profile paper, and that's the first paper due. The second paper would be the organization culture paper, and that's due on Friday, August 18th. And that's also 200 points. Now, these will both be in the assignments tab on Blackboard. And when you do create a paper for me, or if you're doing a discussion board post and you cite a fact or other people's work or a quotation from some other work, make sure you use the proper citation format, either CSE, APA, or MLA. And here are the websites to the links to websites that explain these citation formats and how to properly do it. And also I have an additional link how to create proper citations for websites. Because a lot of times you might grab some information from a website, not an article or a book, and there's a proper way of citing that as well. Then I have this rubrics of how I grade your paper. So I have 5 elements of what I'm looking for when I'm grading your paper, as far as organization, research, how the information is cited, if your writing was interested, and how thorough the topics were covered. And this is the rubric I use to grade your papers. So that you should kind of be cognizant of as you're writing your paper. Okay, so let's go back up here and so we covered announcements. Let's just go to assignments so I could show you in assignments. I have the discussion board assignment here, but don't click on this. You don't need to submit anything here. You submit everything in the discussions board here. And I have talking about the homework manager again. Same thing that was in announcements. And here are the two papers, the profile and culture paper. So this is how you would complete the paper. So you read of course, you read the assignment. I give you 6 questions to answer, and I give you a framework of how long the paper should be, what format it should be in. So then you would click on this link, and this would open up the assignment. And once you complete your assignment, please have it in a Word or PDF format to attach. And you would just click on Browse My Computer, attach your file, and then click Submit. As easy as that. So that's how I want you to complete each of these papers. Okay. And you have a few weeks. So the first paper is about the CEO profile. So it could be president of the company, CEO, a big leader in the company. I want you to profile this leader and give me some information about their background, their philosophy, how they develop the company's culture, and so you could pick someone very interesting. And hopefully the more recognizable the person is, the more material you can get for them. Okay, and then the culture paper is, and you select a different company for each paper. So the culture paper would be more about researching the culture of a company, not specifically one person, but the overall culture and attitude of a company. Okay, so that's the assignments. So last area I want to look into is the documents. So here I have the PowerPoints that go along with the lectures for the course, and I also have the syllabus for the class. So let's go through the syllabus. Now this isn't, you still have to read over the syllabus in its entirety. I just want to give you some highlights of it. So you really need to read everything in the syllabus. Now one thing that's nice about this textbook and the My Finance lab, sometimes I'll say My Finance, I really mean My Management lab. It's all the same thing. It's just I'm used to saying the other lab. I use it in another course. But My Management lab can come with the e-textbook. So I have a link here that you can use, and we're going to pop this into the web browser. So when you come to the web browser here, you can actually rent the textbook for 180 days for $34, which is a really good deal. And you should also look at, when you sign up to the Homework Manager, they may give you an additional option to buy the textbook through the Homework Manager, and that could be a good deal as well. So check out both those avenues and see which is the better bargain to set up. Either buying the textbook through the Homework Manager to read as an e-textbook, or buying the textbook directly as an e-book for $35, or of course you can always get the physical textbook. So you decide what would be best for you. I'm not sure exactly what they charge inside the Homework Manager, but you can probably sign up to the Homework Manager first, see what the charge is. If it's less than $35, then get it through the Homework Manager. Otherwise, get it directly online from the site. Okay, so this is an asynchronous course, which means that I'll provide lectures, documents, quizzes, assignments, and then you complete them before the due date. So we're never going to meet together in one room or in a video classroom in any way. But I do expect you to participate in discussion boards, hopefully 2 to 4 times a week. 2 is the absolute minimum. 4 would be more common, and I expect you to do 1 original post and 3 replies to other students in the discussion board. So here I'm going to in the syllabus, I'll talk about the course and its objectives. You could read that over when you're ready. And the learning goals of this course and how we're going to accomplish the learning goals. The class time is going to be through the discussions that I post on the discussion board, the lectures that I post on the class, and things of that nature. The office hours are by appointment, but generally I can meet easily. In the summer I'll be traveling, so we might, if you have to, we could do email. Could be a great way of communicating for any personal issues or problems. We could also set up some sort of video chat if you have more questions or detailed about the course. Now the grading of the course is the organizational culture report and the CEO profile report are each 200 points. The discussion board questions are 140. The Homework Manager quizzes is the biggest point area at 1,100 points. So every quiz is 100 points. So that's one area to really focus on. The Homework Manager assignments are 360 points for a total of 2,000 points. So if you want to know how to convert your points into a letter grade, you just divide by 20. And so if you had 2,000 points divided by 20, you have 100 points. Okay. So please be prepared for the course, meaning you read the textbook before you attempt the assignments. You think about or read the material before you do the classroom discussion boards. And like I said, I would like you to post to the discussion boards somewhere between 2 and 4 times a week, posting 1 original and 3 replies. I also have backed up in the syllabus the information on the organizational culture and CEO report and the class schedule by week and other basic syllabus information, including the rubrics for how I grade the papers. So the syllabus is a pretty good informational pool that you should read over before you start the class. Okay, so I think I've covered everything. So just remember, on a weekly basis, you come in, you see if any new announcements are posted, you go to your assignments, see if you have when your papers are due, make sure you have that assessed. You on a weekly basis, you're going to complete your discussion board questions, and you're also going to complete your assignments in the My Management Lab Homework Manager. You're going to watch the course videos on the YouTube playlist, and it's as simple as that. So I think you'll find that the course, I worked very hard to make the course organized, straightforward, make all the due dates very visible to keep you on track and keep you progressing forward as successfully as possible during this course. Okay, so that's it for my video overview of the course. I hope that you found this useful and I've explained everything you need to know. If there's something that I haven't explained that you want more clarification on, please go to the discussion boards and post that in the questions about the class discussion board or email me directly. Thank you and have a great course and a great summer. Take care.